When kids see me, they was like, I can relate to Shaq.
At first, he's always just giving me $7,000 a month for 4 kids.
I have the biggest purchase in Walmart history.
Back to the community, find a place for underprivileged kids and fix it up like it's my house.
I was paying for our daughter's private school. I was paying for our son's private school.
I would ask God to still give me the 4 babies I had, just with a different dad.
And I put it back in, said decline again. So now I'm saying, I know I'm not broke.
Together. I wish him well. I hope he's moved on and happy, but I want him to get it together.
You gonna love this, watch. We gonna have a blast. Don't even worry about it.
He once said, "I was a guy with too many options." And boy, did that confession echo what fans suspected. After departing the Orlando Magic for the Lakers in '96, Shaq's life pit-stopped at Beverly Hills Hotel, where he quietly wed Shawnee in 2002. What followed was a public fairy tale that turned into a co-parenting masterclass, and an 11-year marriage riddled with distractions, secrets, and hot mic drama.
When kids see me, they was like, I can relate to Shaq. He's silly. If you don't pay attention, you will miss it. You didn't even see it, did you?
They welcomed 4 kids: Sharifa, Amira, Shakira, and Mayara. Those early years felt picture perfect, with Shaq dominating on court and playing doting husband off court. But shortly after Mayara arrived, cracks appeared. Shawnee filed for divorce in 2009. It finalized in 2011, the same year Shaq retired. By then, Shaq himself admitted in his memoir, Shaq Uncut, "I was a guy with too many options. Choosing to be with some of those women, that's on me." The behavior didn't stay private. Vanishing privacy and public exposure turned his marriage into tabloid fuel. Back in 2010, an Orlando model, Vanessa Lopez, claimed she and Shaq were romantically linked for 5 years. She didn't just whisper. Her case exploded when powerhouse attorney Gloria Allred filed a lawsuit accusing Shaq of harassment, extreme privacy violations, and even racketeering.
I have the biggest purchase in Walmart history.
Really?
70,000.
What did you buy?
70,000. So I get
Walmart?
Yeah, Walmart. So I get traded from Miami to Phoenix.
The media went into frenzy mode. Tabloids ran wild with headlines like Shaq's secret life and NBA star or master manipulator. Sources claimed Shaq even tried to silence other women who might step forward, offering hush money and NDA agreements behind closed doors. Suddenly, the polished image of the gentle giant was looking more like a calculated chess player, always 2 steps ahead. Lopez alleged that when she thought she was pregnant, Shaq turned hostile and allegedly used his influence and inner circle to intimidate her. She claimed his associates hacked into her private emails, tracked her phone activity, and harassed her both online and in person.
And I'm the type of guy I have no patience. So when I get to Phoenix, they have an apartment for me. Nothing's in it. So 2, 3 in the morning, I gotta go get 4 or 5 TVs, I gotta go get printers, I gotta go get laptops, I gotta go get appliances, sheets, towels, underwear, t-shirts.
Shaq fired back publicly, calling her a dirty liar and attempting to dismiss the claims as part of an elaborate scheme for attention and money. But behind every headline is a darker truth. Reports suggested Shaq even paid his staff to digitally monitor Lopez's communications, trying to discredit her. In a bold move, he sought protective orders to stop further legal fallout. The case was ultimately dismissed in 2013, with the judge criticizing Lopez's credibility. Still, the incident left a permanent mark on Shaq's reputation, fueling whispers of a double life behind his public persona. Then came the scandal that didn't just rock basketball wives, it practically detonated it. In 2009, a series of leaked emails suggested Shaq was having a steamy affair with Laura Govan, who just so happened to be engaged to NBA star Gilbert Arenas, aka Agent Zero. One of the most infamous messages read, "So I'll see you at 1:30. Erase these messages, PLs." Yeah, Shaq was out here writing plot lines for a soap opera.
Here's the thing, I do. At first, he's always just giving me $7,000
a month.
A month for 4 kids, even as babies. I couldn't find a rental.
And just like that, the private became painfully public. rumours swirled that Govan and Shaq were spotted getting cozy at exclusive parties, events where phones were banned, but whispers weren't. Gilbert's teammates were reportedly warned about distractions off the court. Even producers of Basketball Wives allegedly scrambled to edit episodes as real-life drama began overlapping with on-screen chaos. It wasn't just about betrayal, it was about brand damage, broken trust, and headlines that refused to die.
For less than like $5,000 back in the day. Imagine bills, imagine this. Oh, I was paying for our daughter's private school. I was paying for our son's private school just for them to stay in it. Our 2 other kids had to go into something else.
Gilbert wasn't just humiliated in private. Fans roasted him during a Pacers game, screaming, "Shaq, Shaq, Shaq," from the stands. And he later admitted that it messed with his mental game. The whispers got loud fast. Laura denied everything, brushing off the leaked messages as phony and even laughably fake. But Shawnee O'Neal wasn't buying it. She went public, calling out Govan on Basketball Wives LA, refusing to let the narrative slide quietly into the gossip graveyard. Shaq, for his part, didn't fight too hard. In a rare moment of honesty, he admitted in interviews, "I wasn't protecting the vows. Sometimes when you live that double life, you get caught up." He didn't name names, but the damage was already done. The alleged affair blurred the lines between NBA locker rooms and reality TV scripts, dragging personal drama onto national screens. Even though it was never confirmed, the emotional wreckage it left behind was very, very real.
Into a community school, which was fine. They flourished. I made it where it was worth their while. You gonna love this, watch. We gonna have a blast. Don't even worry about it. But the oldest, I couldn't take out of school. She had been there for so long.
But Shaq's mishaps didn't end with exes and email leaks. Things took a darker, more calculated turn when his former employee, Sean Darling, came forward with shocking allegations. Darling claimed that after discovering details about the mistress lawsuit, Shaq tried to frame him by planting child pornography on his computer, a jaw-dropping accusation that sent chills through the industry. It wasn't just a smear campaign, it felt like something out of a political conspiracy movie. Insiders whispered that Darling had access to a vault of digital receipts, photos, texts, server logs, stuff Shaq allegedly wanted buried, and fast. Some said the situation was so intense that high-powered legal teams got involved just to keep it from exploding onto the front page. Even a few former associates anonymously admitted they were warned not to speak to the media. The fear, retaliation, both legal and reputational. That's when you know the mess is deeper than PR. It's survival mode.
I couldn't take out of school. She had been there for so long. It was all she knew. So personality-wise, I had to figure it out. I did everything but prostitution to keep them kids where they are.
Darling also alleged that Shaq went full cloak and dagger mode, ordering his inner circle to delete incriminating emails and sabotage private accounts. We're talking digital black ops, not just PR spin. Multiple insiders claimed he used burner phones, fake email accounts, and back-channel communications to manage, and sometimes erase, his messes. Behind the scenes, it wasn't basketball strategy being drawn up. It was damage control. What should have been locker room gossip escalated into a tangled web of alleged tech manipulation, power plays, and revenge plots. Suddenly, Shaq's empire looked less like a legacy and more like a fortress of secrets built on shaky ground. Fast forward to retirement, and Shaq looked every bit the man weathered by fame, flaws, and hard-earned lessons. In Shaq Uncut, he confessed that the small things he once ignored, faithfulness, emotional availability, real communication, mattered far more than the headlines ever did. He owned up to cheating, being emotionally immature, and admitted that chasing external validation left him hollow inside.
Back to the community, find a place for underprivileged kids and fix it up like it's my house. Because my mother told me a long time ago, it ain't about you, son. I've never had anybody come help him out. It's the right thing to do.
He didn't sugarcoat it either. Shaq admitted he was addicted to attention, often confusing admiration with love. The parties, the women, the money, it was all a mask. He talked about lying awake at night, wondering if the laughter he heard was genuine or just part of the fame tax. And when the arenas emptied out and the fans stopped chanting, that's when the silence really hit. He said he finally had to face himself without the applause, and that's where real healing began. On podcasts like The Pivot and Gil's Arena, he dropped some real gems, sharing that living a double life wasn't worth the personal cost. He talked about regret, losing the love and respect of people who truly mattered, and how fame couldn't fill that void.
I would ask God to still give me the 4 babies I had, just with a different dad.
Not the shade, but...
Meanwhile, Shawnee rose from the ashes with style. Her rage didn't just fuel drama, it built an empire. Basketball Wives became her platform, her clapback, and her business card. From famously stomping out Shaq's car tires to curating on-screen confrontations like a pro, she turned pain into power. Today, they co-parent like seasoned veterans, exchanging public respect over pettiness. Shaq even attended her wedding to Pastor Keon Henderson with grace, showing that real growth isn't loud, it's peaceful. From scandal to spiritual glow-ups, this chapter is one of redemption. The saga reads like a high-octane courtroom thriller, complete with mistress lawsuits, hacked emails, allegations of phone tapping, and even an alleged plot to frame an ex-employee. Shaq's love life wasn't just messy, it became a legal battlefield. From whispered flings turning into public lawsuits to accusations of racketeering and digital surveillance, the drama stretched far beyond locker room gossip.
They stole your credit card and they spent $70,000 at Walmart. I said, no, that was me. What the hell are you buying for $70,000? So they turned it back on. It's a true story.
You should have tried one of David Beckham's cards if you still had it.
Yeah, that's it.
There were depositions that read like tabloid confessions, former friends turned hostile witnesses, and investigators digging through years of digital dirt. Some sources even claimed private investigators were hired to tail certain women, turning the drama into full-blown espionage. Shaq, once a symbol of fun and dominance on the court, was now painted as a man playing defense in real life. What began as private indiscretions exploded into legal chaos, each scandal stripping away another layer of his clean-cut public image. His celebrity status, once a bulletproof vest, morphed into a glaring spotlight that exposed every misstep. And it didn't just cost him money. It strained his personal relationships, eroded the foundation of trust within his family, and turned allies into adversaries. The very charisma that brought fans to their feet was now dissected in legal documents and televised interviews. Shaq, once towering in stature and reputation, found himself navigating a storm where fame couldn't protect him, and where every romantic entanglement carried the risk of becoming evidence in court.
I wish him well. I hope he's moved on and happy, but I want him to get it together for our children's sake. It's like, once he realizes trying to feed me poison, you're just killing them. So it's a waste.
So here's the big question. Did the throne fall because he couldn't resist temptation? Or was it because he let fame blind him to consequences? Shaq wasn't just a basketball icon. He was a walking empire. But beneath the trophies and endorsements was a man whose personal life often spun out of control. The very traits that made him larger than life, confidence, dominance, charisma, also became his blind spots. By 2025, Shaq's brand had expertly pivoted. He became a fixture on sports panels, turned businessman with countless ventures, and embraced a calmer, more low-drama image. He leaned into fatherhood, motivational speaking, and philanthropy, trying to rewrite the final chapters of his legacy.
Got declined, so I pulled it out. And I put it back in, said decline again. So now I'm saying, I know I'm not broke. So then I just said, all right, I'll be back. So then the American Express security called me.
But the stains of scams, lawsuits, and high-profile scandals still linger. For all the rebranding, there's a part of the public that remembers the chaos, the courtroom drama, and the emotional wreckage. Legacy isn't just about stats and rings. It's also about the story you leave behind. And for Shaq, that story is still being written, shadowed by past choices, but not entirely defined by them. Shaquille O'Neal's romantic scandals remind us how power and temptation can crack good foundations. Mistakes in the dating game can spiral into messy lawsuits and broken homes. But his comeback shows lessons learned. Owning up matters, and redemption starts with honesty. Now we want to hear from you. When celebrities fall from grace, can PR damage control truly repair the legacy? Drop your thoughts below. Let's build that conversation. Your hot takes could spark the next viral breakup analysis. And if you're thirsty for more eyebrows-raising NBA love life exposés and Superstars Unfiltered, smash that subscribe button for the latest tea. Stay tuned, stay real, and remember, on or off the court, everyone plays their own game.